everyone. Welcome to 미녀 나티샤와 함께하는 뒷바른 태국어. I'm Natticha and I'll be your Thai lesson instructor. There are 15 chapters that I divided by the themes. For example, vehicle. We're going to learn about the cars and the traffics. I hope you enjoy it. But today's lesson is going to be about the introduction to Thai. But before we begin, I would like to introduce you the basics that you should keep in mind when you learn Thai. Thai is a language spoken by 65 million Thais, and it is a tonal language which each syllable has its own meaning according to the tone. There are 44 alphabets and 32 vowels, and also 5 tones with 4 tones markers. For the grammars, Thai has similar sentence structure and word order to English, which is subject, a verb, and an object. For example, I drink water. ฉันดื่มน้ำ ฉัน means I and is put first as the subject. But ฉัน here is I only for girls. If you're a guy, then you have to say ผม. Next word is ดื่ม is to drink, which is the verb followed after the subject. And lastly, น้ำ is water, which is the object of the sentence and is put after the verb. The negative word, or no, is always before the verb. For example, I don't eat. ฉันไม่กิน ฉัน means I, กิน means to eat, and the negative word ไม่ which means no, is put before the verb to eat. So, ไม่กิน, do not eat. As I mentioned earlier that Thai is a tonal language, so please be careful how you pronounce the word. When you say the word ไม่, please keep in mind that the word is short and stressed. Let's try together. ไม่ ไม่ because this word is pronounced similar to the other words, so you have to be careful. Adjectives are after the noun that they modify. For example, I have a nice shirt. ฉันมีเสื้อสวย As you may know by now that ฉัน means I. มี is to have, เสื้อ is shirt, and สวย means beautiful or nice, which is put after the noun, so เสื้อสวย or nice shirt. Adverbs are always after the verb or at the end of the sentence. For example, I eat slowly. ฉันกินช้า ฉัน I กิน to eat, ช้า is slowly. So ช้า is put after the verb to describe how the subject is doing that action. So กินช้า eat slowly. The time indicator is always a word offering the tense. Unlike in Korean or in English that they have the time indicator shown by conjugating the verbs, in Thai, we have to just put some certain words into the sentence to show the tense. For example, I already ate rice. This sentence is past tense, which said ฉันกินข้าวแล้ว The time indicator in this sentence is แล้ว which means already. ฉัน I กิน to eat. ข้าว is a new word, means rice. And แล้ว is already. So the whole sentence means I already ate rice. Another example, I am eating rice. Which tense is this one? Yes, the present continuous tense, right? So ฉันกำลังกินข้าว ฉัน I กิน eat ข้าว rice. So can you guess now which word is a time indicator? What? Yes, gamlang. So gamlang means to be going to in English, which shows the continuity of the action. ฉันกำลังกินข้าว I'm eating rice. And last example, I will eat rice. ฉันจะกินข้าว This is present future tense. To make a sentence to future tense, we need the word จะ And this word is put before verb to indicate the future. Just like in this sentence, you can see that จะ is put before the word กิน, which means to eat, that works as a verb. So don't try to make that face, don't look sad. Let's not worry about it now, because I will go through the tense later when we study the later chapters. And what about the question? How do you make a question? you need a question word, right? Yes, we have many question words in Thai also. The question words are always at the end of the sentence. Here are the question words. What? อะไร Where? ที่ไหน When? เมื่อไหร่ Why? ทำไม How? อย่างไร Who? ใคร Which? อันไหน How much? เท่าไหร่ How many? กี่ Yes no question ไหม and have you หรือยัง For example, what are you doing? คุณ is you. กำลัง signifies the present continuous tense that means to be going to. ทำ is to do. And lastly, question word อะไร which means what and is put at the end of sentence. คุณกำลังทำอะไร Another example, whom do you go with? คุณไปกับใคร คุณ you ไป to go กับ is with and ใคร is question word for who. Just like in Korean, Thai also has the counting units, and these words are always behind a number. For example, one apple. Apple หนึ่งผล Apple is apple with Thai accent. ผล is the counting unit for fruit, and หนึ่ง means one. Don't be startled yet. We will learn the numbers and the counting units along the lessons. Once again, the thing that you should keep in mind in Thai is that there are long and short vowel sounds. Like I have mentioned earlier, that each word or syllable has its own meaning, so how you pronounce each word is important. So the short and long vowel sounds changes the meaning of the words. For example, don't blame the kid. อย่าดุลูก or don't look at the kid. อย่าดูลูก The word and do are different. The first one is short, do, and the later one is do, which is long. Do in the first sentence means to blame or to give a lecture, and the latter one, do, means to look. Now that we know some basic rules in Thai language, how about we learn some expressions for the greetings? First of all, there's one difference between guys and girls when speaking Thai. Well, we have one simple ending to make the sentence polite, which is similar to yo form in Korean. The ending for guys is krap, and for girls, it's ka. It doesn't matter which gender you're speaking to, but it's your own gender that matters. Well, for example, I'm a girl, so all of my sentences will end with ka. Now let's learn the greetings in Thai. The most common Thai word that foreigners know and you might have heard before is สวัสดี สวัสดี means hello. The plus point is that this word สวัสดี can be used for both hello and goodbye. So let's practice together. สวัสดี Try to repeat after me. สวัสดี Again. สวัสดี And like I mentioned earlier about the difference between the ending for the guys and the girls, so you would say either สวัสดีครับ or สวัสดีค่ะ Let's try again with the polite ending. So for the guys first, สวัสดีครับ สวัสดีครับ And for the girls, สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ Every time you say this word, culturally, you have to do the Y. Y is this. So you put your hands together in the middle of your chest and you nod your head towards your hand. So, สวัสดีค่ะ This is how we greet and say goodbye. And another expression that you would use a lot accordingly is how are you? In Thai we say สบายดีไหม สบายดี means fine. ดี means good. And ไหม is a question word which means or not. So it's a yes-no question that requires just yes or no for the answer. And it's a question word, so the tone is raised. My. So the whole sentence literally means, are you fine? Which is, how are you in English? Let's practice the sentence together. Repeat after me. สบายดีไหม สบายดีไหม And with the polite ending, start with the guys first. สบายดีไหมครับ สบายดีไหมครับ And for girls, สบายดีไหมคะ สบายดีไหมคะ The answer to this question is either yes, I'm fine, or no, I'm not. So if you're fine, the answer would be สบายดี So just repeat the question by dropping off the question word. And if you're not fine, the answer would be ไม่สบาย, which means I'm sick or I'm not feeling well. So there's something new in this sentence, which is a negative form. The word ไม่ means no, right? So it's put before the verb สบาย. So ไม่สบาย. And another word that you will use a lot is thank you. In Thai we say ขอบคุณ ขอบคุณ Try to say it together. ขอบคุณ And with the polite ending for the guys, ขอบคุณครับ ขอบคุณครับ And then for girls, ขอบคุณค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ So how about we try short conversation from the vocabularies we learned today? So let's read it out together. สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีครับ สบายดีไหมคะ สบายดีครับ ขอบคุณครับ Let's try again. สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีครับ สบายดีไหมคะ สบายดีครับ ขอบคุณครับ So how about now I'll be A and you'll be B. I'll start first. สวัสดีค่ะ สบายดีไหมคะ One more time. สวัสดีค่ะ สบายดีไหมคะ And lastly, I'll be B instead. So you go first. สวัสดีครับ สบายดีครับ ขอบคุณครับ Again. สวัสดีครับ สบายดีครับ ขอบคุณครับ Well, that's it for today. We will learn more about the greetings again next chapter. So for now, สวัสดี and see you next time.